Welcome to medieval Sleepy, a place where the world slows and the night begins to whisper. Here you'll drift through forgotten castles, quiet forests, and rain-soaked villages, places where time itself moves softly. Let the air grow still around you. Let your breath find its rhythm. You are safe here, warm, and far from the noise of the waking world. Tonight's story awaits, somewhere deep in the calm of the old kingdom. Close your eyes, listen, and let the journey begin. The evening settles over the old village like a soft woolen cloak. You walk along a quiet cobblestone path, the kind worn smooth by centuries of footsteps, glistening now beneath the gentle drizzle of autumn rain. The sound is slow and soothing, tap, 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 as the droplets meet the stone. A faint mist curls through the air, carrying the scent of wet leaves and wood smoke from hearths nearby. Everything feels hushed, as though the world itself has lowered its voice for the night. You draw your cloak a little closer, feeling the cool breath of the wind as it moves down the street. Each house you pass glows faintly through rain-silvered windows, candlelight trembling, firelight sighing. Somewhere a lute plays softly, its notes almost lost to the rain. The melody seems to drift between waking and dream, rising and fading like the tide. Farther along the lane stands a small stone cottage, its roof thick with moss, its chimney whispering smoke into the damp evening sky. A single window glows warmly, golden against the gray, and within that window sits a figure, still quiet, resting, the sleeper by the window. You approach slowly, guided not by urgency, but by the calm pull of curiosity and comfort. The rain gathers on your lashes, beads on your cloak, and slides down like tiny threads of silver. When you reach the gate, it creaks softly, a tired sound that belongs to old wood and older stories. Inside, the garden is overgrown with herbs and late-blooming marigolds, bending gently beneath the rain. The scent of rosemary and damp earth fills the air. You stand for a moment beneath the eaves, listening. The rain patters softly on the roof. The wind hums low through the trees. Somewhere nearby, the faint chime of a bell marks the passing hour. It is neither late nor early, simply a time between, a time when the world rests. Through the window you see the sleeper, a young traveler perhaps, or maybe a dreamer who has returned home. They rest upon a cushioned seat by the glass, wrapped in a blanket of wool the color of forest moss. Their head leans against the frame, eyes closed, breath slow. The fire beside them burns low, not in haste, but in rhythm, as if matching their quiet breathing. You can almost feel the warmth from where you stand. The soft pulse of the fire's glow spilling across the room. It paints the wooden beams in amber light and deep shadows. A cat sleeps curled upon the rug. The rain's gentle rhythm continues, tap, 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 a lullaby for anyone willing to listen. You step inside. The door opens with a soft sigh, and the warmth greets you like an embrace. The air smells of rain, wood smoke, and a faint trace of spiced tea. Your boots find the stone floor, smooth and cool beneath you. Somewhere, Water drips quietly from your cloak. You hang it near the door and let the hush of the room settle around you. Every sound here belongs to calmness. The fire crackling faintly, the rain murmuring at the window, the steady breathing of the sleeper nearby. You move gently, careful not to disturb anything sacred in this quiet. The chair by the hearth invites you to rest, and when you sit, the cushions sink softly beneath your weight. The warmth seeps slowly through you, undoing the chill of the road. Outside, the storm continues its whisper, never harsh, never hurried. It is the kind of rain that soothes the soul, the kind that makes time slow down and sigh. You glance once more toward the window. The sleeper's face is peaceful, touched by a faint shimmer of candlelight. You can see the rhythm of their dreams in the rise and fall of their breath, deep, even untroubled. Now and then, the window pane shivers with the wind, and the reflection of the rain dances upon their skin like falling stars. You wonder what they dream, perhaps of forest paths, or distant seas, or memories carried on autumn air. The cat stirs, stretches, and curls closer to the fire. Its purr joins the song of the rain, a steady hum of comfort. The sound weaves through the room, softening the edges of thought. Each moment slows, each breath deepens, and the world beyond the cottage fades gently into mist. You reach for the teapot resting near the hearth. Its handle is warm to the touch, and as you pour, the scent of honey and herbs fills the air. Steam rises, soft and curling, like small ghosts of warmth. You sip slowly. The taste is sweet and grounding, chamomile, clover, and a hint of cinnamon. It lingers in your chest, easing every trace of tension. Rain continues to trace slow patterns across the glass. The candle flickers. The fire breathes. Somewhere outside, an owl calls once, distant and low. The sound fades into the rhythm of falling rain, leaving only peace behind. You sit there for a while, watching the dance of light and shadow across the walls. The flames rise, bow and rise again, performing their quiet ritual of warmth. The air hums softly, filled with the hush of night and the comfort of old things. And in this little room, tucked away in the corner of a forgotten village, the world feels timeless. The stones, the rain, the sleeper, all part of one slow, endless breath. Your eyes grow heavy now. The rain has a way of pulling you inward, of slowing the pulse of thought until only stillness remains. You lean back, feeling the chair cradle you, feeling the warmth of the fire reach your skin. Outside, the mist thickens, wrapping the cottage in a silver shroud of quiet. For a moment, it feels as though you are floating, not quite awake, not quite asleep, just drifting. The rain sings its soft lullaby. Rest now, rest now. All is well. The candle flickers once more, then steadies. The wind moves through the chimney, whispering secrets of leaves and stars. And there, in that stillness, you realize something gentle. You are safe here, completely safe. The world beyond the rain can wait. Tonight, there is only warmth and quiet and peace. Your breath matches the rhythm of the rain. Slow, steady, soft. The sleeper by the window dreams on, and perhaps in some tender way, you share that dream now, a dream woven from rain light and old autumn gold. Outside, the night deepens. Inside, the hearth glows low. You close your eyes. The rain continues. And everything begins to fade into rest. The night has folded itself fully around the cottage now. Outside, the rain continues its soft descent, weaving threads of silver through the air. It whispers over rooftops, across fields, down ancient stone walls, the same walls that have held this little house through 100 autumns or more. Inside, the hearth burns quietly. The fire has grown gentler since the evening began, its crackle slower, its breath deeper, its glow warmer. Each ember pulses with a sleepy rhythm, like the heart of the night itself, beating low and steady. You sit near it, half awake, half wandering through thoughts that feel less like memories and more like fragments of a dream. The warmth rests against your hands, your face, your chest. Every time the flames shift, a soft light glides across the room, over the old wooden table. The shelves of dried herbs, the hanging bunches of lavender and thyme that sway faintly with the movement of the air. The scent of the herbs mingles with the faint sweetness of burning oak. It fills the room with calm, a scent both ancient and kind, the kind that makes you think of safe places and steady hearts. You take another slow breath. It tastes of warmth, of smoke, of peace. The sleeper by the window remains motionless, bathed in the dim light of the fire and the faint silver of the moon that filters through the rain. Their chest rises and falls in long, tranquil waves. Their dreams, whatever they may be, seem gentle, a world within a world, unfolding behind closed eyes. Sometimes their lips move faintly, as though they whisper to the rain. You cannot hear the words, but the rhythm feels like gratitude, or maybe remembrance. You find your gaze returning to the hearth. Its glow feels alive, like a friend breathing beside you. The logs shift with a low sigh, sending sparks upward, little golden birds that vanish into the air. Each spark rises, flickers, and fades, like thoughts dissolving into rest. Outside, the rain softens again, falling in waves so thin they seem like whispers against glass. The night wind brushes past the shutters, then drifts away toward the forest beyond the hill. You imagine the trees out there swaying slowly, their leaves trembling with droplets, their roots deep in the cool soil. Even the forest, even the earth, feels as though it is breathing along with you. Slow, calm, timeless. A clock somewhere in the cottage ticks faintly. Its sound is round and steady, each second folding gently into the next. It does not count time, not really. It only marks the rhythm of stillness. Between each tick, there is silence so full, so soft, that it feels like a kind of music. The cat, curled by the hearth, shifts again. It stretches, its fur glimmering faintly in the firelight, and lets out a deep sigh that sounds almost human. Then it tucks its paws beneath itself, tail curling around its body, and returns to sleep. The sound of its purring hums through the floorboards, mixing with the rain's quiet breath. The two sounds together, the rain and the purr, weave into something ancient, something that sounds like belonging. You close your eyes for a moment and listen. You listen beyond sound, to the feeling of rain in the air, to the warmth that moves like light through your chest, to the heartbeat of the fire. Everything speaks softly now, in the language of calm. Time drifts. Perhaps minutes pass. Perhaps hours. It no longer matters. The rain outside has become part of your breath. The fire, part of your pulse. You are no longer a visitor in this cottage. You are part of it. Part of its stillness, its warmth, its ancient patience. You imagine the story of the place. Once perhaps it belonged to a scholar who wrote by candlelight, his ink drying as the rain fell on nights like this. Or maybe an old herbalist lived here, brewing teas to soothe travelers and lull restless hearts. Every beam, every stone seems to hold a memory, but none of them hurry to be remembered. They simply rest, like the sleeper by the window, content in the long, gentle passing of time. You open your eyes again, and the fire greets you with another low sigh. You notice the patterns in the wood as it burns tiny valleys, glowing veins of gold, shadows like mountains under moonlight. The sight is hypnotic. Each flicker feels like a whisper saying, "Be still, be warm, all is well." You glance once more toward the sleeper. Their hand has slipped slightly from the blanket, fingers relaxed, open, free. A strand of hair glimmers in the candlelight, catching the faint shimmer of the rain beyond the glass. They look peaceful, like someone who has finally found what they were searching for. Perhaps they are dreaming of this same warmth, this same fire, seen from within another dream. The candle on the table flickers lower. Its flame bends and straightens with each sigh of wind through the cracks in the wall. You rise quietly, step closer, and shield the flame with your hand for a moment. Its warmth touches your palm. Then, as you let it go, it steadies again, burning low but sure. You whisper softly, though no one hears. Rest easy. Everything rests easy tonight. The cottage seems to understand. Its timbers creak softly, the way old houses do when they breathe. A faint draft moves across the floor, carrying the smell of rain and earth. It feels clean, fresh, alive, the scent of renewal. Outside, the rain falls slower now, softer, like threads of silk sliding through the air. You return to your seat. Your body sinks deeper into comfort, your shoulders relaxing, your breath sinking with the world around you. There is no need to think, no need to plan, only to be. The fire hums low, the rain hums lower, and you drift. The boundary between waking and dreaming begins to blur. You imagine stepping out of yourself, gliding softly through the cottage, weightless, unseen. You move past the shelves of books and herbs, past the window where the sleeper rests, past the old door and into the mist. Outside, the air is cool and damp, filled with the scent of fallen leaves. The world glows faintly, the way it does just before dawn or just after memory. Raindrops hang from branches like tiny lanterns. Each one holds the reflection of the cottage's light, flickering like small stars. The sound of the rain seems to come from within now, a rhythm that rocks you deeper, slower, safer. Every drop that falls feels like a heartbeat, every breeze like a sigh. Even the earth seems to hum a lullaby beneath your feet. When you drift back, if you drift back, the hearth still glows, the cat still sleeps, the clock still ticks, the sleeper by the window still dreams, and you too are part of that dream now, carried softly, endlessly into rest. The fire fades to embers, the rain fades to mist, and the night holds everything in its gentle hands. You breathe once more, slow, deep, peaceful, then everything grows quiet. The rain never truly stops in this part of the world. It only changes its shape, sometimes a whisper, sometimes a sigh, sometimes the softest touch against the window pane. Tonight, it falls like a lullaby made of silver threads, fine and slow, as though it were dreaming. To Dot, you sit by the hearth, your body wrapped in a quiet warmth that has become part of you now. The cottage feels smaller in the best of ways, as if the night has drawn close, folding around you in a cocoon of sound and stillness. The fire burns low, its light soft and golden, breathing through the shadows like a sleepy heart. The sleeper by the window has not moved. The candle beside them glows faintly, its wick bending toward the rain. Every so often, a drop slides down the glass, catching the flicker of light and stretching it into a trembling line, as if the rain itself wishes to hold the candle's glow for just a moment longer. Outside, the world is washed in shades of gray and blue. The roofs glisten, the trees bend slightly in the cool wind, and the stream that runs past the hill hums quietly to itself. Each sound joins the others until it becomes one single voice, a voice of the night, of the rain, of everything that is still and kind. You close your eyes for a while and listen to it speak. It tells no stories of danger or loss, only of patience, of calm, of time moving gently forward. The rain says, "Rest now, all things find their peace." And the wind answers, "Yes, all things somewhere far off." A bell rings again, one then another, then silence. Its echo drifts through the mist, soft as breath, disappearing before it ever truly arrives. It feels like a memory, one you might have lived long ago, or maybe only dreamed. You can almost picture a cloister or a chapel on a distant hill, candles flickering, monks in robes moving through corridors lit by moonlight. The sound of the bell becomes the heartbeat of the night, marking not time, but peace. You open your eyes again, and the cottage welcomes you back gently. The air feels a little cooler now, brushed by the faint scent of rain-soaked herbs. You pull the blanket around your shoulders and feel its wool against your skin. Rough, familiar, grounding. It holds the scent of old days, smoke, lavender, and something faintly sweet. Like apples stored in the cellar below, the cat lifts its head for a moment, eyes glimmering like tiny embers. It blinks once, slow and lazy, then lays its head down again, surrendering to the rhythm of the rain. The sound of its breathing joins yours, two small lives floating in the same tide of calm. You glance again toward the sleeper by the window. Their hand has fallen now into their lap. A faint smile rests on their lips, serene and distant, as though they have found a dream worth keeping. The firelight paints their face in soft amber, and the rain's reflection dances faintly over their closed eyelids. It feels, for a fleeting second, as though they are dreaming of the same rain you hear, the same warmth you feel. The fire cracks once, then settles. Its voice is lower now, a quiet murmur, a final conversation between wood and flame. You stir the embers gently, and sparks rise like fireflies, swirling toward the chimney and disappearing into the cool air. The motion feels slow, deliberate, ancient, like tending to an old ritual that no longer needs words. The wind hums through the walls. It carries faint whispers, though you cannot tell if they are from outside or from within your own drifting mind. You hear fragments of voices, soft, melodic, echoing. Rest here. Stay a while. The night is kind. You breathe them in. They feel familiar, though you do not know why. You imagine, perhaps, that the cottage remembers every traveler who ever sought shelter here, every wanderer who stepped through its door, weary from rain and road, every soul who sat before its fire and fell asleep to the same gentle song of autumn. Maybe the walls keep their dreams. Maybe that's what you hear now, the quiet collection of centuries of rest. Outside, the rain thickens again, not harshly, but richly, each drop landing with a sound that feels soft and full. The air hums with its rhythm, steady as a heartbeat. You can almost see the world beyond the cottage, the winding paths glimmering under lamplight, the distant fields shimmering with water, the lake in the hollow, black and glassy, cradling the reflection of the moon. You imagine walking there slowly, dreamlike, your steps silent on the soaked earth, your breath visible in the cool air. You imagine the mist wrapping around your shoulders like silk, the rain kissing your cheeks, the scent of pine and distant smoke following you wherever you go. You feel neither cold nor alone, only part of something vast and peaceful. Then you return gently, as if waking into another dream, to the sound of the fire, to the breath of the room. The candle flickers. The clock ticks softly. The rain hums on, and time seems to dissolve, leaving only presence. The sleeper stirs faintly. Their eyelids flutter once, perhaps sensing your gaze, perhaps not. They exhale a long, slow sigh, and the air seems to sigh with them. For a moment, you feel as though the whole cottage breathes in unison, a shared rhythm, a shared peace. You rest your hand on the arm of your chair. The wood is warm, smooth with age. Your fingers trace the faint carvings along its edge, swirls and leaves, shaped by some long-forgotten craftsman. You wonder who they were, and if they, too, once sat here listening to the same rain. It feels possible. It feels eternal. The rain outside begins to fade, becoming no more than a mist. It brushes softly against the glass, a gentle farewell before silence. The fire settles deeper into ember glow. The air cools. The candle burns lower, its flame now a trembling golden teardrop. You lean back, letting the weight of the blanket pull you down into stillness. The chair holds you, the world holds you, and the whispers in the rain become softer still. Words you can barely hear, yet feel completely. You are safe. You are home. You can rest now. Your breath slows. The sound of the rain becomes your heartbeat. The warmth of the fire becomes your pulse. And the world outside becomes a dream, too gentle to end. You drift, not away, but deeper into the soft, endless rhythm of the night. Into the sound of rain through old glass. Into the dream of autumn itself. Everything quiets, everything rests. And still, the whispers remain, carried by rain, carried by time, carried by sleep. The candle burns low now, its flame no longer bright, but soft and golden, a small heartbeat of light swaying gently in the still air. Each time it flickers, the shadows on the walls move too, slowly, like memories shifting within an old dream. The rain outside has quieted into a fine mist, a hush that seems to settle over everything. The world feels smaller, gentler, enclosed as though the night itself were holding its breath. The fire has grown into a cradle of embers, each one glowing faintly beneath a skin of ash. They pulse, faint but alive, breathing the same rhythm you do. The sound of the wind has softened into almost nothing, just the faint sigh through the chimney, the quiet voice of air speaking to stone. The sleeper by the window moves at last. Their eyes remain closed, but their fingers twitch slightly. Their lips part with the faintest whisper, a word not meant for this world. Their breath deepens. The candlelight trembles, and in that trembling, the dream begins. You feel it too, the air shifting, the walls growing thinner, the space between thought and vision melting away. The cottage remains, but it feels different now, less like wood and stone, more like memory. You close your eyes, and when you open them again, you are not sure where you are. The fire's glow has stretched into something vaster, becoming the light of countless candles, each one resting in tall iron holders lining the hall of a great medieval keep. The stone floor glimmers faintly with reflection. You hear your footsteps echo softly as you walk. The air smells of wax and age, of parchment and rose oil. Somewhere in the distance, a harp is playing a slow, sorrowless tune. Notes falling like dew, you realize, gently, that you have stepped into the dream of the sleeper by the window. You are walking their dream now, or perhaps they are walking yours. It makes no difference. The dream welcomes you both. The hall opens into a long corridor lined with tapestries, scenes of forests, starlit lakes, and figures resting beneath trees heavy with autumn leaves. The threads shimmer faintly, as though the pictures are alive, swaying with a wind that does not exist. You move slowly, your hand trailing across the woven cloth. It feels warm to the touch, as if the warmth of 1,000 autumns still lingers in its threads. At the end of the corridor, a tall arched doorway glows faintly. You step through. The air beyond is cool, touched by moonlight. You find yourself in a grand medieval library. High shelves carved of dark oak, filled with scrolls and bound volumes that breathe faintly as though asleep. A window stands open, and through it you can see the night rain still falling, though you are no longer certain what is real and what is dream. A single candle burns upon a table of polished stone. Its flame bends and straightens, casting soft gold upon the pages of an open book. You step closer, and words drift up from the parchment, not written, but floating like faint wisps of smoke. They whisper, their voices calm and endless. Rest now, traveler of light. The rain remembers you. You close the book softly. The moment you do, the sound of distant thunder rolls low, not harsh, but deep and comforting, like the sky turning over in its sleep. You wander between the shelves, the scent of parchment and candle wax filling the air. The sound of the harp returns, a gentle wandering melody that seems to follow your steps. Its notes shimmer like starlight through the library, each one glowing for a heartbeat before fading. You find a small alcove near the window where a single chair sits waiting. Its cushion is soft, its back carved with vines and flowers. You sit, and the moment you do, a calm unlike any other settles over you. The candle on the table beside you wavers, its flame bowing as if in greeting. The book before you opens once more, but this time there are no words, only the reflection of rain, only the sound of your own slow breathing. Outside, the rain falls gently upon the world. You can see it through the open window, the droplets descending through moonlight, each one carrying a small glimmer of gold from the candle. You imagine them landing softly on the stones below, each drop a tiny echo of light. The harp continues its quiet playing, and somewhere, faintly, you hear another sound, the steady rhythm of a quill against parchment. Someone is riding nearby, their motions slow and deliberate. You turn your head slightly and see a figure seated at the far end of the library. They wear a long cloak, their hood drawn low. By the light of many candles, you can just make out the curve of their hand as they write. The scratching of the quill is the sound of patience, the sound of centuries distilled into a single, endless moment. You want to speak, but the air feels sacred, a place where words would only disturb the quiet beauty that fills the room. So you watch instead. The candlelight bends around the figure. For a fleeting second you think you recognize them, the shape of their hand, the tilt of their head. It is the sleeper by the window. They are here, dreaming beside you, writing within their own dream, perhaps writing you. The thought drifts softly through your mind, gentle, unhurried. The dream folds around it, and even the harp seems to pause for breath. The candle flame dips lower, its light turning to amber, its smoke rising in a faint ribbon of blue. You exhale slowly, feeling the weight of the world ease from your shoulders. The library fades, the shelves dissolving into mist, the sound of the harp turning into rain again, the moonlight melting back into the warm glow of the hearth. When your eyes open, you are once more in the cottage. The fire glows low. The candle flickers softly beside the sleeper. The dream lingers like mist. Not gone, just quiet. The sleeper's expression has changed. There is peace in it, but also something luminous, as if the dream they traveled through has left a light within them. Their hand rests on the windowsill, their fingers tracing faint patterns in the fogged glass. Outside, dawn begins to gather somewhere beyond the clouds. The first hints of silver thread through the rain. You realize you've been awake all this time, or perhaps asleep all along. It no longer matters. Dream and waking have become one. You watch the candle a while longer. Its flame sways, soft and slow, a golden echo of the heart. You let your eyes grow heavy, your breath slower still, your mind quieter than silence. The rain continues its eternal song, and beneath it, faint as a whisper, you hear the last words of the dream. Sleep now, wanderer. The candle will keep watch. And with that, the world drifts away again. The hours drift softly, uncounted. The rain continues its ancient rhythm, a slow lullaby whispered against the window panes. You lie in half dream, half thought, not yet asleep, not quite awake. Somewhere nearby, a lantern hums with quiet life, its flame bending and blooming with each breath of autumn wind. You rise gently, still wrapped in warmth. The air carries that rich, nostalgic scent of rain-soaked earth, fading embers, and the faint sweetness of drying herbs that hang from the rafters above. When your feet meet the floor, it feels smooth and cool, like polished stone in a cloister walk. The wood beneath your steps sighs softly, as if remembering countless feet that once wandered here before you. Outside the window, the night shimmers. Every droplet clings to the glass like tiny stars, trembling, then sliding down, tracing the light. You watch them fall and think how each droplet holds a world within it, a reflection of the candle's glow, the blurred outline of the trees, and the suggestion of a distant moon hidden behind silver cloud. The lantern near the wall flickers, and for a moment its flame dances as if it knows a secret song. You move toward it, slowly, almost floating, until your hand rests near its warmth. The glass is faintly misted, your reflection dim within it. Soft features, eyes that grow heavier with calm. The flame bends toward you, small and golden, breathing with the rhythm of your own chest. You listen, truly listen. There is no sound but the rain, and beneath it, the quietest tone, a humming note, low and steady, like the sigh of the world itself. Perhaps it is the wind against the stone walls. Perhaps it is the heart of the lantern, its own song, born from heat and breath. Whatever it is, it makes the air tremble faintly, a lullaby that has no words, only warmth. You close your eyes for a moment. The hum deepens, mingling with the rain, with the faint crackle of cooling embers in the hearth. Your breath slows, syncing with the rhythm of it all, that gentle, eternal cadence of falling water and fading flame. And as you stand there, something shifts. The world seems softer now, slower, quieter. Even the air feels older, like a lullaby that has been sung for centuries, remembered by walls and whispers. You picture the old castle from afar, its towers blurred by mist, its windows glowing with sleepy gold. Inside, in each quiet chamber, perhaps another lantern hums. Perhaps another soul stands by their own window, listening to the same rain, under the same moon. And maybe, just maybe, this soft music, this lantern's song, threads them all together, weaving across time and distance like a gentle vow of peace. You return to your seat by the window. The cushion is warm now, shaped to your rest. The lantern's glow moves across your hands, painting them in shades of amber and honey. Beyond the glass, the world has grown dimmer, a dreamlike darkness, stitched with rain, and yet it feels kind. It feels like home. The sound of the lantern soothes you more than words can. Its flame sways, breathing slow. Slower, slower still. You begin to match it, your thoughts growing longer, your body heavier, your mind quieting like a tide withdrawing into sleep. In this moment, nothing is required of you. There is nowhere to be, nothing to fix, nothing to chase, only this soft place, this gentle song, this warm breath of autumn air. The lantern hums, the rain sighs, and time itself loosens its grip. You feel your heart beat slow, your eyelids flutter once, then drift. The room begins to blur, the lantern's glow melting into the darkness like gold dissolving into dusk. You exhale, and your breath joins the rhythm of the night. Each sound folds into another until they are one. Rain, wind, breath, flame, all part of the same ancient lullaby. The lantern's song becomes your heartbeat now, its warmth your shelter, its light your dream. And as your head tilts gently to rest, the world fades with you softly, completely, peacefully. The rain continues, the window hums, and the lantern's song carries you deeper into the quiet heart of sleep. The rain has softened now, its rhythm slower, its whisper lower, like a heartbeat fading into the hush of the night. You lie near the window still, your cheek resting against the pillow, your body sinking into its quiet warmth. The lantern's flame trembles faintly beside you, its light slipping through the glass like threads of gold, dissolving into mist. Outside, the world is half real, half dream, a realm between the waking and the sleeping, where time moves differently, where even the air seems to listen. You can hear it now, the soft hum of rain beyond the walls, the murmur of wind through wet leaves, and deeper still, a sound older than memory itself, the sound of the earth breathing. Your eyes begin to close, slowly, gently, without effort, and as they do, the boundaries of the room fade, the wooden beams, the quiet lantern, the heavy drapes, the stone beneath your feet all dissolve like mist. At dawn, now, you are drifting. You find yourself standing in a field bathed in pale light. The rain still falls, but softer, like strands of silver falling through a dream. The grass beneath you glistens with dew, each blade trembling with the tenderness of the moment. You breathe in, and the air is cool, filled with the scent of wet leaves and distant firewood. Far ahead, a line of autumn trees sways slowly, their amber leaves glowing faintly as if lit from within. A soft mist drifts between them, and every droplet catches the lantern light of memory. Faint, flickering, and kind, you walk slowly. Your steps make no sound. Each movement feels weightless, as though the earth itself cradles your feet. Somewhere above, the clouds sigh open, and the moon appears a pale, round face of peace, casting her silver calm across the fields. The world hums with life, yet it is quiet, the kind of quiet that soothes every worry, that tells your heart you are safe. You are home. You wander toward a pool of water nestled between the trees. Its surface mirrors the heavens, clouds adrift, stars faintly trembling, the rain making rings that fade before they form. You kneel beside it, touching the water with your fingertips. It feels cool, clean, and impossibly soft, like the very touch of sleep. The ripples move outward, slow and wide, carrying your reflection with them until your face becomes sky, and the sky becomes dream. A wind stirs gently, brushing past your cheek like a kind hand. It carries scents of rosemary and pine, of wet bark and earth still warm from the day's sun. It carries whispers to faint voices from long ago, prayers spoken in candlelight, songs once sung beneath castle walls. You do not understand the words, but their sound comforts you. Like a lullaby without end, you sit by the pool, letting the rain fall upon your shoulders. Each drop lands softly, a rhythm steady enough to slow your thoughts, gentle enough to quiet your breathing. In this dream, there is no need to move quickly. There is no need to remember. The world is not asking anything of you. It only invites you to be. The trees sway, the rain continues, and the earth holds you. Time fades entirely. The stars blur. The sound of the rain folds into itself, softer now, slower still, until it becomes one long sigh, a melody of peace. Your eyelids grow heavier within the dream. The air itself feels drowsy, as if even the wind has chosen to rest. The raindrops, too, fall slower now, like feathers drifting down through moonlight. Somewhere nearby, a voice you cannot place murmurs softly. Not a word, not a call, but a presence. It feels like the voice of the world itself, saying, "Rest now. All is well." The night is watching over you, and so you do. You lean back upon the grass, the cool blades bending beneath you. The earth is warm against your spine, the rain gentle upon your skin. The air full of scent and softness dot above you. The clouds drift open, revealing a sky that feels endless, eternal, kind. The stars blink slowly, each one a candle in the cathedral of the night. Your breath joins the rhythm of the rain. Your heartbeat matches the hush of the wind, and your mind begins to fade, drifting beyond even dream. The world hums low, a single endless note of calm. You are floating now, held in the tender hands of sleep. Every sound grows distant. Every thought dissolves into light. The rain continues, but now it falls inside your dream, a rain made of memory and peace, washing away all that is heavy, leaving only stillness. And somewhere far away, the sleeper by the window breathes softly, a lantern still glowing beside them. Two worlds, one waking, one dreaming, touch in perfect silence, and the rain, faithful and endless, sings on. The night deepens, and somewhere between dream and stillness, the rain continues, soft, constant, eternal. You are no longer sure whether you lie in your chamber, or beneath the trees, or in some quiet place between them both. The worlds have blended stone and soil, window and sky, lantern light and moonlight woven together in one endless breath. The castle breathes with you now, its great walls, long warmed by centuries of lives and laughter, seem to exhale a slow sigh through every hall and tower. If you listen closely, you can hear the sound of the rain echoing within its bones, like distant music carried through dream. The corridors are dim and golden, The torches have burned low, their flames bending gently. Shadows drift across the tapestries, as though painted figures are moving within. Knights sleeping, queens resting, monks in quiet prayer. All are at peace. Even time, here, has laid itself down to rest. In the courtyard, water gathers in old stone basins, rippling softly as the rain touches them. An ivy leaf trembles. A droplet slips from its edge and joins the pool below with a faint, perfect sound. Beyond the walls, the forest hums, low, tender, endless, its branches cradling the night. Inside your chamber, the lantern's glow is faint now, its light no longer gold, but soft as honey through silk. The shadows have become lullabies, and the air feels warm, full of peace. You can almost feel the castle's heart, slow, steady, deep beneath the floor. A rhythm as old as stone. It hums like a cradle song, carrying you gently toward rest. The rain begins to change, its tone lighter now, as though the clouds themselves grow sleepy. You can hear it in patterns: tap, hush, tap, hush. Each sound folding into the next, each pause holding more silence than before. Your breath follows, your body releases, every muscle softens, every thought loosens its hold. The air smells of cooling embers and of rain touched with distant lavender. Somewhere in the hall below, a candle goes out with a sigh, its smoke curling upward in a thin silver thread. And as it fades, another joins it, until the castle becomes a sea of tiny stars, each one dimming, one by one. You can feel the stillness settling now, not an emptiness, but a fullness of quiet. Every room seems to dream, the kitchen with its wooden bowls and drying herbs, the library with its open scrolls and sleeping dust, the great hall with its echoing stone and the long-forgotten songs that still cling to the rafters. Even the rain, that faithful traveler, slows its steps. It does not stop, it simply rests within its rhythm. You turn your face toward the window. Beyond the glass, a pale shimmer of dawn waits somewhere behind the clouds, but it does not rush to arrive. The world is in no hurry, it simply breathes. You feel a faint warmth spread through you, not from the lantern, not from the hearth, but from the calm itself. It moves through your chest, through your hands, through the space behind your eyes, until your whole being glows softly in its stillness. The rain becomes a murmur, the world becomes breath, and the castle dreams it dreams of seasons past, of laughter in the courtyard, of horses crossing the bridge at dusk, of candles lit for prayers and wishes. It dreams of quiet autumn nights, like this one, where a single sleeper rests beside the window and listens to the rain. Now even the dream grows slow. The walls sigh. The air hums low. The lantern's flame flickers once and then holds, steady and calm. You are weightless now, floating between the last sound of rain and the first note of silence. The castle breathes. You breathe with it. Together, you descend into the deepest, gentlest dark, where there are no edges, no thoughts, no time, only warmth, only calm, only rest. The rain hums on the glass. The window glows faintly, and the sleeper, you fall softly, endlessly, into sleep, The castle dreams too, and somewhere within its heart, you sleep beneath the sound of rain, safe, still, and endlessly at peace.